Ahmed Tinubu's administration. It is geared towards renewing the hopes of Nigerians for a better future through its policies, projects, and programs that are aimed towards lifting the GDP and economic growth of the nation by improving standard of living of the average Nigerian. The Renewed Hope Agenda Radio is poised to promote all of the above while enlightening Nigerians as well. Join us every Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. on Citizen FM Radio, 93.7, Labor House, Central Business District, Abuja. Renewed Hope Agenda Radio on 93.7 FM. The future starts today.
Country people, now good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and even good tomorrow. As we take the joint mouth and joint body with the top collabo to take greet Muslim brothers and sisters as it stated all enter the holy month of Ramadan. That not to inform country people and all me good listeners where they join me on top make we talk for Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Say the program don't put pumpy for the moment until they finish Ramadan. Then we go come back with a full force. Make not touch the dial because now still Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja be that.
Of our dreams. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dreams. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Yeah. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Yeah. Citizen FM, Citizen FM.
We're finally seeing the day, never another 12th of March of 2025, so we might as well get the best of this particular one. Good morning to you if you're listening to me from Nigeria or anything around this time zone. How are you doing? I hope your day is coming on great. And if you're listening to me from any part of the world, it is so great to have you join me on Citizen FM 93.7. I am Didi, and about this time we do news from across Africa, bringing you up to speed with what's going on in other parts of Africa. Today we have news from Uganda. We also have news from Mozambique and other stories from other parts of Africa. So stay with me. We'll do this until top of the hour, 8 o'clock. And at 8, we'll switch things up or site, however you prefer to call it. And then we'll see headlines from across different dailies right here in Nigeria. And that would lead us until 9 o'clock. And then at 9, News on the Hour will come your way. Afterwards, we would have the analysts join me in the studio telling us, or analyzing rather, some of the trending headlines we would see between 8 and 9. Makes sense? That will take us until 10. And at 10, Insight will be coming your way with Lawrence Umoete. And right afterwards, that's at 11, we would have the sports. Citizen Sports will be coming your way with the sports senator himself. And it will last until what time now? Midday. See, we got you covered all through the morning and afternoon. I shall be joining us with other programs, so stay with us. All right, so this morning we got you covered. 7:37, Citizen FM 93.7. The number 7 is doing its thing. All right, so let's get started. What do we have? Someone is listening. Yes. Someone has been thinking what I have been thinking. You know, I've been talking about how that African countries need to sit up and begin to do something for themselves, especially following the decision by U.S. President Donald Trump to reshape America's humanitarian efforts worldwide. Yeah. Of course, we are well aware now that one of the most impactful moves was the U.S. withdrawal from the World Health Organization. Yeah, they just said, no, they're not part of WHO anymore. And that has raised concerns about the future of international collaboration in combating infectious diseases. You know, and the U.S. was doing really great. But then, amid these challenges, scientists of African descent and those living in Africa, as well as health experts, have convened in Uganda to develop homegrown solutions to the continent's healthcare challenges. I mean, this has been what I have been saying all year long, or all since Donald Trump's decision review long. I mean, we need to get started on something. We can't just keep whining and pining and crying and gnashing our teeth and saying, oh my God, US, please help us. We need to start doing something. Their decisions focus on tackling infectious diseases like HIV and AIDS, and also strengthening Africa's medical research capabilities. I'm so excited. I'm so giddy. I mean, if anything at all, knowing that they are making this move, even if it's not going to be on the scale that US was helping African countries, it's a step. Any baby step right now is a fantastic one. Once it's in the right direction, it's a welcome development. As we know, Uganda has been widely recognized for its strides in reducing mother-to-child HIV transmission, and the country has implemented mandatory HIV testing for pregnant women. And they've also ensured access to preventive treatment for those who test positive. So this initiative has led to a remarkable 77% reduction in HIV transmission to newborns. It was 20,000 before? Now we have just 6,000 recorded. That's fantastic. So let's see how it goes. My God, let's see what someone had to say at that meeting.
Can we create a model in which in one particular stop an individual can get tested, can get counseled, can be initiated and actually take their drug? They simply walk away from clinic having completely finished all that they're doing.
You know, something like that. Can we just make these moves, ensure that, people test, and once you're positive, you take your drug religiously, just stay on it. And as well, we'll be making, efforts to develop what could be antiretroviral drugs for us in Africa as well. Well, that was Professor Anne Dukusi, who is clinical research scientist, Kenya Medical Research Institute. Someone is saying it after all. Someone is thinking it now.
An individual can get tested, can get counseled, can be initiated and actually take their drug. They simply walk away from clinic having completely finished all that they're doing.
Fantastic one. Anyway, so on that very exciting note, they were kicking off news from across Africa today. That was where? In Uganda, right? Fantastic. Anyway, still on matters arising in Uganda, Uganda has deployed an unknown number of troops to South Sudan. And authorities explain that this is in a bid to protect the fragile government of Salva Kiir, as a tense rivalry with his deputy is right now threatening a return to civil war. We saw that story yesterday on News from Across Africa. Yeah, it's just very thin right now. I mean, the peace in South Sudan. So Uganda is taking the proactive step of deploying troops to South Sudan to see what they can protect of the very fragile government as it stands. So special forces have been deployed to Juba, that's the South Sudanese capital, to support the government of South Sudan against a possible rebel advance on the city. That's what Major General Felix Kulayigi, who was a spokesperson for the Ugandan military, had to say. In fact, let's quote him. He said, "We sent a force there 2 days ago. We are not there for peacekeeping." We're not there for peacekeeping. We're just ensuring that everything pans out as it should. In deploying Ugandan soldiers to Juba, the president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, has moved as a guarantor of the peace process. This peace process is what keeps Kiir and Machar together. And it's a very, very delicate government of national unity. That's what the spokesperson of the Uganda military explained to his name earlier. If you didn't catch it, his name is just on Sunday that the U.S. ordered non-emergency government personnel to leave Juba. I took that story here on News from Across Africa as well. Yeah, they said if you're in the area in South Sudan and you're non-emergency government personnel, please leave immediately. The UN is warning the United Nations. They're also warning of an alarming regression that could erase years of hard-won progress in South Sudan. These reports, we saw all of them here on News from Across Africa. And this is why I always like to tell you, don't miss it. Don't miss it, because this story is always, on the heel of the other. It's like keeping pace with what's going on. So if you miss the backstory, it's like needing me to go back to what we already talked about. But hey, I'm here for you, right? But I just want to tell you, don't miss it, okay? So what we know right now is that Uganda has deployed,